Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Uh, let me not tweet, let me blue sky this and to start playing. Cold. Cold. For me, I mean. Right. Stuck at boss fight, basically. I did a quick search online, see if I can find any hints. Nothing useful, and any strategies, well, two that I saw were with the other playable characters, not this one. So let's see if we can do this. I don't know. I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna try to play with this human form. See if we can do it better.
Heads up.
Does a lot of damage. 250 and 3 something. What? Like a lot of damage. Let me try this. Hey, not bad. I tried the jump and the feather one anyway. Right, I don't have much belief in dealing with it, but wow.
Back into the fray.
I am in your debt.
Let's change it. Come on. hate those pillars of bullshit. It doesn't do much damage to people. Shit! Lucas, come boy. We're doing well. Let's not fuck it up now. You mother father! Yeah, no shit. You're doing better than I am. Thankfully. Oh, come on, why did I not activate it? Come on, help me. Okay. Is he dead? Shit! No, you fucking idiot! Talking to myself. The human form, nothing. But I did better in the fire form than yesterday. So I'm optimistic now. Not bad, but I'm optimistic. Forgot to put sugar. Well, not sugar, unfortunately. I wish I could put sugar. Okay, so somehow, and I didn't activate the dog, the fox, not once, which is surprising. Although, to be fair, the fox, I don't think it does that much damage. It more distracts than anything. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Perhaps we'll get lucky, basically, and deal with this. So don't activate the fox. Try everything else.
One more down.
Not bad. Not bad. That's it? Okay. Alright, let's see how we're gonna deal with this first. Good thing he's shooting exactly what I'm aiming. Why am I so slow now? Why is my character very slow? I don't know. Come on. Yeah. Help you too. 1 second. What did you pick up? Extra stamina, lose will and armor. No. Ha! Bitch. Shit! Ring of fire again.
Back into the fray.
Thank you.
Not doing well here.
No. You. How did I die? Thank you. I have to succeed this boss fight, because if I don't succeed, I'm gonna stop playing the game. I'm not kidding.
One more down.
Stop. This is too fast. Let's face it, if it wasn't for Lucas, I would be long dead. Could need more sugar, but sweetener, but yeah, let's try to save it. Did I get all of them? Wow. Great. Don't know if I damaged it up. Ah, you little poop! You!
Back into the fray.
Back to the fight.
Well here.
Maybe. Lucas? Thank you.
Can't take much more of this.
You're telling me. What the frick? Is he down? No. Lucas, you failed me again. Wanna try this view? No, it's not better.
One more down.
Why am I stuck? I don't remember having this. Oh no, I didn't play the DLC. That's why I don't remember that. I was gonna say I don't remember having this much problem with playing it on the PlayStation 3. But yeah, I didn't have access to the DLC at the time. So. This is amazing. How powerful it is, but not for that one.
Not doing well here.
Yeah,
Back into the fray.
thank you. What? Ah, fuck's sake! Rocky, move! I couldn't move! I cannot move. Shit. Hey, buddy. Yeah, crap, we are fucked. I'm not happy about this, but I'll continue trying. For now, at least. can do this, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. Move! Mid! Don't! Where are you, man?
Back into the fray.
I am in your debt.
Can I hold? I can. Yeah, I can block one, but that's about it. Sometimes it just disappears from the screen for a while. I don't know if it is a side effect of something he does, or he intentionally leaves to replenish strength or whatever. Cold. Let's go. Let's do this. Doesn't do any damage to it? Yeah, we did. Ah, wrong timing, wrong timing. I started the animation as it just appeared, started doing its bullshit attack. So yeah. Fox. Fucking idiot. Look where the mouse cursor is. Look where I'm shooting. Oh, did you see the spider up there? No. Oh, that was a good one.
Back into the fray.
I am in your debt.
Thank you.
Doing well here.
I realize this is as much the problem with this is as much the bullshit of the game as much as my incompetence at the game. I realize that. I'm bad enough to know how not good enough I am. Where's the other one? Usually there are, what, 4 or something. Okay. Where's the fox? No! I'll keep trying. I'll keep trying for the rest of the stream. Ah, shut the fuck up. Let's try to beat them. Never mind. I was gonna say without using the superpower, but no.
Back into the fray. Heads up.
Right. I'm gonna try not to use the superpower at the beginning against the many enemies, so that I'll use it against the statue while it is almost full powered, perhaps full powered by the time I finish it. Let's see how that happens.
Back into the fray.
Thank you.
I'm trying to hit this guy. Come on, 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 come on. We did, what, 2% damage?
going well here.
Okay, I'll keep trying for another 20 minutes. Have I done anything, any stupid things like chains? You know, this might not be that bad. Well, how much hit points? There's 300 hit points though. And a lot of attack DPS now. No. No, I lose the Chaos Vampire. I don't want that. You gain Chaos Vampire, but you lose agility and will. Yeah, no. How did I lose so much health? Fuck me, silly. It is one, hits me twice. Then there is a third one. The mouse cursor on the left, he shoots on the right, or she shoots on the right. Because fuck you, that's why. What are you doing, man? Come, Lucas. Help me, Lucas. You are my only hope. No idea if I'm kidding you. You did? Arg! That's a good game, actually. Arg, released in 89, I think. For the arcade, Amiga, PC, I think. And possibly other systems. Was it released for the Atari ST? Yeah. Must be. Was it? Okay, let me check. I'm curious. 1 second. Code. Oh no. Come on. Load. 87. Okay. What was anyway? Arcade in 87, DOS 88, Amiga 88, Apple II GS 88, Atari ST 89. Commodore 64 89, ZX Spectrum 89, MSX 89, and Amstrad CPC 1989. The game was developed by Sculpture Software Incorporated and published by Arcadia Systems, Melbourne House, and Electronic Arts. It's basically like a more complicated, let's say, or different Rampage. Rampage is totally different game. Rampage is basically tower defense. Good game. I played it in the arcade, which is a very strange game to play in the arcades at the time. Or still, I guess. What? Did you see what happened? I was shooting at one of the larger spiders, taking down its health, and as it was in the red, suddenly my character started shooting another enemy, a smaller spider, which had much more health. Why? I didn't move the cursor, I didn't move my character. I'm not trying to find excuses. I'm just saying what happened and pisses me off. I don't like when game mechanics, not game mechanics, when things change. Yeah, that sounds exactly as it sounds. Come on. Let's collect all the greens. Hello. That's it. Yes, right. Oops. No, stop. We need the green. Good. You can see the spiders behind us. Also a bit much damage to it. Yeah, me neither. Wish I could help. Move!
One more down.
Okay. Fireworks outside. Okay. Doesn't make any sense, but move. It wasn't touching me. Lucas. Lucas. Yeah, boy.
Bleeding.
Yeah.
Back into the fray.
I am interrupted.
What's happening? I don't think it does any damage. Come on, come on. This should help Lucas too. That's why I did it. Gangbanged.
Be on guard.
Why? Why?
One more down.
I'm aiming on the left side. I'm already shooting at it, and then the character says, you know, the game says, you know, fuck you, I'll shoot the other guy.
Back into the fray.
Back to the fight.
What the fuck? I didn't change the camera.
Can't take
This was literally the last chance I gave to the game. If I died this time, I would have stopped. With a lot of agility, again attack, lots of will, lose how okay, let's see. 138, 235. Okay, what about the criticals? 13.21. What was it? $7.57, so basically half. Health and armor are the same. We lose the Chaos Vampire, but we gain a lot more of that. How much is it? $56,175. 56,000. $32,000. Do you have any vampire? Can we see? We have 30 vampire. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Where's the tablet? This large stone tablet is clearly the centerpiece of the temple. To the Azunites who built this place, it must have been very important. Let's examine it. The tablet is carved from high quality marble and remains legible despite its age. Intricate patterns adorn its edges and its surface is engraved with the words of a short recitation. Take it. You lift the tablet and place it in your pack. freaking finally. Oh man, that was so close. That was literally the last effort of mine to beat this boss. I'm waiting for the objectives to finish. Alright. Return to Abbey. I'm trying to decompress a bit because that was too much.
One more down.
What happened? But she dropped. That fast Ember of Rage, what's that? No.
I'll be sure to include you in the special thanks section of my next paper.
Wait a minute. One second. It's Thursday tonight. I thought it was... Okay. Who's that? Extra will, lots of extra health and block. Lose 13 armor. Yeah, I think it's worth it. That was a good critical. Oh, level up. Cool. Level 30, right? How many levels are there? To the Google Mobile. So, oops. Dungeon seeds. 3. Not 2, 3. What's the what's how to say this? What's the maximum? If you could see what's going on here, I'm typing, you know, there is, and letters just disappear, never appear actually. I don't know what's going on. In Dungeon Series 3, the base maximum level for characters is level 30. So it is, but with the Treasures of the Sun DLC expansion, which is what I have, what I'm playing, the level cap is raised to 35. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So you reach the maximum level of the base game and you have 5 more levels. Alright, what can we do? Don't think we can do much. Can do this. Yeah, do this, I guess. Alright, and you can do one more full circle. Let's do this. Is that normal? I don't remember that. Pretty sure it's not normal.
Is there anything you need? Your friend Eridai is dead. I found his body in the cave. I should have known something was wrong. We hadn't heard from him in days. Apart from Simeon, Brother Eridai was the last of the monks who were here when I first came to the Abbey. Thank you for telling me. He was a good friend, and he'll be missed. All the monks seem to follow your lead. Are you in charge of the Abbey? We don't have a leader. Not since Simeon left us.
That'd be normal.
Only the Synod can appoint a new abbot, and we're not on speaking terms with the Mother Church. As for me, I'm only a sister monk. I have no title or rank. Still, you seem to be the first among equals. I've been here longer than most. I try to keep the others safe. Almost all the monks are refugees. They refused to fight for Jane Cassinda, so they fled the church and gathered here. These monks are the future. When Jane is gone, we'll redeem the church for all the evil that she has done. Who built this abbey? How long has it been here?
Have I asked this before?
The abbey is only a century old, not nearly as old as the vault or the ruins. They built it to honor Saint Hiram, the last of the Azanite saints. He died in the vault, long before the abbey was here. Brother Cornelius wrote a book that tells the story. I'm sure there's a copy here, somewhere in the Abbey.
Humor me. I want to hear
Yes,
the
please.
story from you.
Well, I'm not half the historian that Cornelius is, but I'll do my best. Simeon taught me the story when I was growing up. Saint Hiram lived a long time ago, when the Kingdom of Ebb was still young. He was portly and very famous, loved by all the people. After a long life of service to the church, he wanted nothing more than to settle down at an abbey in the warm south, where he was born. But the Synod called on Hiram for one last mission. The hierarchs made him their envoy, and they sent him here.
They sent him here? To the vault, you mean?
In those days, there was a whole religious community here, built around the vault. Their patriarch was Molokai, a disciple of Hathra Unok, the maimed king. He came from across the desert, from the Empire of Stars. But Molokai abandoned the worship of Azanai for a false god. The church sent Hiram to bring him back into the fold. They thought that no one would dare harm such a beloved man, the last of the Azanite saints, but they were wrong.
So Molokai murdered Saint Hiram, and the Legion was sent to avenge him.
Yes, Hiram was imprisoned in the vault, tortured probably, and finally killed. The church called a crusade. They begged the Legion to slay the heretics and set a curse on them, and on the vault where Hiram died. You've seen the curse at work. The skeletal warriors and priests in the desert. They are what remains of the heretics, their souls still bound to this world. 100 years later, an order of monks made a pilgrimage here. They found Hiram's body, and they built this abbey on top of the vault where he died.
Yeah, that didn't go too well, I would say.
If this whole place was cursed, why build an abbey here?
As a refuge for travelers who have to pass through this part of the desert. And also for us, for the monks who thought the church was becoming too political, too corrupt. This abbey has a long tradition of dissent. We're all dangerous rebels here. That's what Jane and the hierarchs would say.
We'll talk again later.
I hope so. Just be careful outside our walls.
I don't think you're going outside again.
Sister Eleanor is far too sweet to beg any favors. That's better left to a shameless lout like me. So here's the short of it. Our poor Saint Hiram is missing his hand. It's been lost for years, and we don't know where it is. But the rest of his bones were found in the vault, so his hand might still be there.
So you want me to look for a missing hand?
Sounds a little silly when you put it like that, but yes, must be down in the vault somewhere. Hiram wore a ring inscribed with the shield of Azanai. It marked him as an envoy of the church. If it's still on his finger, you'll know you found his hand.
Brothers and sisters, I have lived in this part of the desert for most of my life, and I have learned a great deal about the undead horrors that infest the ruins. Most of the undead are animated bones, the skeletons of the heretics who were slain by the Legion. As a result of the curse that was cast upon them by the Grand Mage Olvis, their souls are still bound to their mortal remains. But even when their mortal bodies are destroyed, the souls of the heretics are forced to remain in our world. I have observed the so-called sun hulks in the desert, and I believe that they are animated by the souls of those heretics whose skeletal remains have been destroyed. When many of these disembodied souls flock together, they are able to shape the sand into a humanoid form that serves as a vessel to contain them. In this manner, they move about the desert and mindlessly attack any person they meet. Much of the time, the undead are dormant. In the past, they only awakened in great numbers when members of the Legion were near, no doubt sensing Legion blood and hoping to take their revenge. Still, I urge you all to be cautious if you ever leave the Abbey grounds. Or die. This book seems relatively new. It was written by Brother Cornelius. St. Hiram of Kettleberg lived in the early years of our kingdom. He was a portly fellow, renowned for his miracles, which had a distinctly culinary flair. I like that. In the latter years of his life, the synod called upon Hiram to perform an especially sensitive mission. The community of Azunites had fallen victim to heresy, abandoning the worship of Azunai for a false god. This community was led by an old Agalan giant called Molokai, and the hierarchs believed that Hiram could bring him back into the fold. So Hiram dutifully left his home and traveled north to the edge of the Aranoi desert. He was met there by Molokai himself, but instead of a cordial welcome befitting an envoy of the church, Hiram was clapped into irons. Or Hiram was clapped in irons and imprisoned in the vault. For half a year he suffered Molokai's torments until finally he died. Have I read this before? I know Sid told me earlier the story, but I don't know, something is not going well with me. Outraged at this treatment of a good and noble man, the church synod declared a crusade. The legion marched north, slew Molokai and his followers, and set a terrible curse upon them, so that their spirits would be trapped in the world, never to return to the River of Souls. Yeah, that was a terrible idea. Terrible idea. Okay, so I lower gain, so I haven't done this before. Ceremonial altar. An ancient stone altar stands before you. Examine. Though the braziers that flank the altar are unlit, they radiate intense heat from an unknown source. The surface of the altar is covered in a thick layer of cobwebs and dust. It hasn't been touched in a very long time. No jokes here. Let's light first. You pour the oil from the sacred cave into the braziers. Within seconds, the viscous, I don't remember how to say it, liquid begins to bubble. Suddenly, the braziers flare to life with enchanted life, or perhaps with enchanted fire. Place the recitation table. You set the heavy tablet on the altar with a resounding thud. Recite. You recite the words that are inscribed upon the tablet.
Saints and prophets of old, I call upon you. Accept this offering of oil that once was blood.
You hear a rumbling around sound from deep in the vault below your feet.
Hear my words. In Azunai's name, unseal the door and open the way.
Wait, don't go inside, not yet. I had to warn you, something powerful is waiting in the vault, worse than the other undead.
Go on, I'm listening.
The chiefs of the heretics, the ones who built the vault and the ruins, they weren't ordinary men. They were giants from the Agalan Mountains, powerful and very long-lived.
Like Molokai.
Most of them were sealed in the vault, but the scent of Legion blood will call them awake.
The leader of the giants. Who was
Molokai.
he?
Molokai, last disciple of the maimed king. His faith was strong when he first came here, but after 300 years, something changed and he lost his way.
Well, 300 years is kind of long.
I already fought some giant skeletons in the desert.
Those were the youngest giants. They'd serve as Templars for a decade or more before they took their vows. But the older giants, the priests, they could live for 1,000 years, and they knew magic that the Legion has forgotten. Even in death, I doubt that knowledge has abandoned them.
Is there anything else you know about the vault?
Whatever is hidden inside, whatever the greatest treasure of the faith really is, nothing good ever comes of its pursuit. The vault devours everyone who passes through its gate. Saint Hiram, Etienne de Marnay, even Simeon. In one way or another, all of them were lost. Some secrets are better left in the dark. Even if you discover the truth, it will always have a consequence. For someone, if not for you.
How about we cancel the whole thing and go back?
Thanks for the warning. We'll be all right.
The treasure in the vault doesn't matter. Not to me. But I hope you find Dumane, alive or dead. At least we'll finally know.
Oh yeah, you're here as a rescue mission, right? Forgot about that. The Agalian Vault. Let's check the quests. Find the prison. Search the vault for the prison where Saint Hiram was held captive. To find the hand. All this. Years ago, the Andemone entered the vault beneath the bay and was never seen again. Now that you've opened the door to the vault, you can go inside and find the missing legionnaire. Right, I'll do the secondary first for the same reasons as I will. Can you go left? No.
Did you hear that? It came from behind the wall.
Dude, he fought much. Worse things.
Heads up.
This is a strong body. Okay, I can see how we might have a problem here. That was a tough guy. There's only one. Okay, one second. If we change the quest, it's the other way. Okay. Alright, that's fine. I prefer it this way. Oh wait, what's that? Come on. Open the cells. You find an old prison called the Reformatory. The holding cells appear to be locked, so you'll need to find a way to open them. Okay. So we have to go through here. High Priest Molokai, since the arrival of the new Inquisitor, Seraphim, our efforts of re-education have been far more successful. At this rate, Most of our priests and lay soldiers will be converted to the new faith before autumn. Unfortunately, there has been an increase in fatalities since we changed our methods, but that is to be expected. I'm having particular trouble with the Synod's envoy, the monk called Hiram. There is a strong possibility that this stubborn man will not break. With your permission, I would like to increase the time he spends with the High Inquisitor and see if that has any effect on his obstinate nature. Overseer Zalman. Good. Cool camera. Lucas, thank you.
I am in your debt.
Okay. 2 items for Lucas. Tough Vambrace. Retribution minus, but you gain stamina, armor, and block. Yeah, okay, get that, I think. Yeah. And Zalmon's Flying Sword. Extra 106 agility, wow. Extra 38 attack, good. Loss of vampire and will though. We lose 33 ability DPS and gain 31 attack DPS. No, I think this is still better. The markings on this tattered parchment are barely legible. They appear to have been written with something other than a quill. I leave this message for any person of good conscience who may find it. My name is Hiram, and I'm a humble servant of Azunai. I've lost count of the days since my imprisonment, but I know it has been many months. I've been witness to things I wish I could forget. Sadly, I cannot. My time in this place draws close to an end. High Priest Molokai has finally tired of trying to convert me to his heresy. He has threatened that today I will either see the light of his false god or be given a permanent reminder of my stubbornness. I am to be taken to the re-education chamber for another session with High Inquisitor Seraphim. Azunai protect me. Hiram. I really like Hiram. I really like him. Wait. Oh, never mind. Lots of health, but the other will drop a lot. No, I don't think it's worth it. quest. Find the Chamber of Re-Education. Okay. Man, the music in this game is so good. I wish I could play it louder. According to the older stories, there were once two races of giants, the Agalans and the Utgards. The races were divided by an eternal war, with the Utgards reigning in the far north of our continent and the Agalans dwelling in the east. The Utgards were proud and warlike, always seeking to expand their domain through conquest and war. But they were slaughtered, millennia ago, by one of their own kin. The warrior king Zaramoth killed his fellow Utgards when they refused to bow to his will. Bow. A few scattered cousins of the Utgards survived, and their descendants became the Ice Giants, Mountain Giants, and lesser brutes of the present day. The Agalans were subtle, patient, and slow to anger. They survived the long centuries, gradually diminishing in number and size. During the years of the Empire, the Agalans were some of the first converts to the faith of Azunai, and one of their number, Hathras Unok, briefly reigned as stellar emperor. After the fall of the Empire, most of the remaining Agalans retreated into the mountains, their mountains. Rumors suggest that a few may still survive in the far east of Arana, but they have not been seen since before the Second Cataclysm. On the first day of the week, all the young novices assembled in the courtyard where our patriarch patiently awaited our questions. "Teacher," I asked, "why do we take Nevitic names when we pledge ourselves to Azunai?" "Our faith was born among the Nevites," he said. "Azunai himself was a Nevite, according to our oldest tales. And Saint Elisava, who was blessed with the first vision of the immortal Azunai, was also a Nevite. It is in their honor that we take Nevitic names." Then our patriarch smiled and asked a question of us. "Speaking of Saint Elisava, where did she go to preach her message?" "To the Agalan Mountains," I answered at once. The giants were more receptive to the faith than any other race in those days. They embraced Azunai's doctrine, and our faith thrived in the mountains for many hundreds of years. "Yes," said the patriarch, "and our church adopted the democratic traditions of the Agalan giants. That is why we are governed by a synod, a council of patriarchs and matriarchs, instead of a single leader. These are all very ancient traditions, but we still follow them, and we always will." Around the time of the 10th Legion founding, the Empire of Stars was invaded by barbarians from the north. They swept into the capital of Iliara and murdered countless thousands, while subjecting many more to unspeakable torments. One of these was a teenage boy named Gundamar, a homely lad with a face like a lion. The barbarians tore out his tongue and drove him from the city. Gundamar fled to the Aglar Mountains, where his wounds were tended by a small Azunite community of giants. Though he would never speak again, Gundamar showed a fierce desire to learn the ways of combat, and so the giants trained him. He proved a quick study, and by the time he reached his 20th year, Gundamar had become a formidable warrior. The giants crafted a lion's shield for him before sending him on his way. When he returned to the Empire, Gundamar joined the 10th Legion. He led the assault to retake Iliara from the barbarians, who learned to fear this silent warrior, whose lion crest roared in grim defiance. In later years, it was Gundamar who converted many of his fellow legionnaires to the Azunite faith, and Saint Gundamar the Lion is still revered by both Legion and Church. Revered. What? What's this? Lion's Roar. Okay, extra armor, extra block, lots of retribution, and you lose warding. Yeah, I think it's worth it. I like how Lucas gets lots of things, because he does a lot of the fighting. But it would be nice to get something for my character too. Something good. Nah, fuck it. That's what the game says. Hello. Oh, I just saw him next to me.
Thank you.
Wow. In an effort to preserve the history of our community, I have determined to set down a record of the events that led us out of the Empire and brought us to the border of Ebb. My story begins in the year 601 with the murder of our Emperor and Patriarch Hathra Unok. Under Hathra Unok's rule, the Azunite faith had been officially recognized by the Empire, and Azunite shrines had been built in every city and town. But the old nobility, represented as always by the Third Legion, conspired against the new emperor and raised a coup to unseat him. Hathra Unok was slain as he tried to flee the capital. With the rightful emperor dead, the commander of the Third Legion usurped the imperial throne, crowning himself Maximander I, the first, or Dragon Tyrant, after his legion's totem animal. Totem or totem? He declared that Azunai's faith was a heresy, and he returned the empire to the pagan worship of the stellar emperors. His forces hunted down the disciples of Hathra Unok. The noble 10th Legion opposed Maximander, offering sanctuary to the Azunite faithful, but it was clear that a war was coming. A battle for the heart of the empire that our faith might not survive. Lots of backstory in this game, but it is Obsidian. So. As the 10th Legion gathered its allies to oppose the pagan Emperor Maximander, the surviving Azunite elders met in secret. Many wished to stay with the 10th Legion and fight, but if Maximander won the war, we knew that our faith could be snuffed out. Some of us, led by the Agalan Patriarch Molokai, decided to flee the Empire. We would find a distant refuge that was safe from Maximander to ensure that our faith survived. So we turned our backs upon the Empire and set across the Aranoid Desert. We were remotely lost. Humans and Agalan giants carrying our belongings upon our backs and traveling west into the trackless Sound. The Arano is known as a deadly and desolate waste, so we might have fallen prey to hunger, thirst, or beasts of the desert. I almost read that breath. But Molokai was granted a vision of Azunai, a golden-haired child who led us safely across the sands. The child brought us to the border of the imperial colony of Feb. Here we found a cave with a holy animal inside, a Lamassu, the last of its kind, and a creature that was sacred to Azunai. Thus we knew that we had found our refuge at last, and we gave thanks to Azunai and built our settlement in his name. That's confusing. In the years following the death of Saint Elisava, the Azunite faith struggled to gain a firm hold over the peoples of the Agalan Mountains. The Agalan giants were the earliest converts, and many of them took up the cause of Azunai the Defender, roaming the mountain passes and keeping them safe. None embraced the mission as wholeheartedly as the mysterious warrior called Dawnblade. No one knew the giant's real name. He wandered the mountains for 100 years and saved the lives of countless people. One day he tracked down an infamous brigand called Zabar. The brigand refused to yield, the pair fought, and Dawnblade was slain. Full of superstitious fear, Zabar left the giant's sword where it lay. A few days later, Zabar returned to the site, though he knew not why. There he found the sword surrounded by a grieving host of thousands, all the people whose lives Dawnblade had saved. In that moment, Zabar's heart was moved and he felt true remorse for what he had done. That night, Zabar took up the sword and adopted Dawnblade's mission as his own. Wow. When he died, he passed the sword to another, and so the legend of the Dawnblade lived on for many centuries after. Lose agility, cause fire, gain lots of stagger, attack, and will. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I think if I should just give it this. Okay, let me check his critical hits. 6.63. $7.28. I'm an idiot. 20.41. $6.63. I take it. It feels like I'm grooming Lucas to become something. Oh. I didn't even see it. Okay. 20 agility, lose 1 attack and 49 will. I don't think so. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here for tonight. And I'll continue next time on Monday. Yeah, now I need to remind you all that on the 23rd, which is Tuesday, I'm not going to stream. As I'm not going to stream on the Christmas Day. But I'm gonna, that's the plan anyway, I am gonna stream on the Christmas Eve, 24th, and on Monday, the 22nd. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm surprised I'm managed to defeat that boss. And yeah, happy gaming, happy weekend. See you on Monday and stay safe, everybody. Bye bye.